to talk with you. It's a blessing to be here. It's really a baraha.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So now we are popping into the whiteboard. Let's see what is happening there. Also on YouTube, there is a whiteboard. Whiteboard is open. We shall read from Genesis chapter 12. Do you have the text, Rodrigo? Fernando, do you see the text or just hear it? Or
No, I'm on the mobile only,
okay.
and
Thank
I
you.
will be listening. Yes.
Thank you so much. Rodrigo, do you see the text? Do you see the link? Is it transparent?
Yes, yes, but it's too small to me. I'm on my cell phone today also, and it's hard to me at the moment to read it. Sorry.
It's okay. Don't be sorry. It's good that we can hear each other. This is the most important thing, and the rest is recorded or on the board. So there's no just to listen to it is very interesting. This is Genesis chapter 12. The speech to Abraham. Now the Lord said unto Abram, Get thee out of thy country and from thy kindred and from thy father's house unto the land that I will show thee. Verse 2. And I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee and make thy name great, and be thou a blessing. Good morning, Felipe. We're very happy that you're here. Verse 3. And I will bless them that bless thee, and him that curse thee I will curse. And in thee shall all the families of the earth be blessed. Verse 4. So Abraham went as the Lord has spoken unto him, and Lot went with him, and Abram was 75 years old when he departed out of Haran. Verse 5. And Abram took Sarai his wife, and Lot his brother's son, and all their substance that they had gathered, and the souls that they had gotten in Haran. And they went forth to go into the land of Canaan, and into the land of Canaan they came. Now, we have read this text a few times, and we're very happy to see you here. Shalom, shalom. And since I read Luria, I would like to discuss with you the speech to Abraham and what does it mean to leave Haran. To leave Haran. What do you remember what we have discussed before about Haran? What is the meaning of Haran? Do you remember? If not,
Yes,
yes.
yes, but please, it has a matrix of ideas, but I can remember some.
Yes. Would you like to share them with us before we start, or?
No, please, Eti, please continue. I wish to know where you wish to start, please.
So I would like to start in the name of Haran. The value of Haran. Haran. Again, I'll try to hold the pen. I was told today to hold the pen in a certain angle that it will be able to write, and let's hope it is possible. Haran. Haran is 258. Is it right? Chet is
Yes.
8. Yes,
Yes.
258 is Haran. I'll try to hold the pen in a right angle. Luria says that Garon, throat, 1 second. Garon, throat, has the value of 259. Throat is the place that connects the head and the body. So Haran plus the Kolel plus the 1 is 259, like Garon. Garon is the throat. I'm trying to write in the right angle. Haran. Luria says to leave Haran, basically, it means to leave the body. Do we understand it by the mathematical value?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I would like to read just to understand Luria's thinking, abstract thinking. There is a midrash that I brought here and I translated to all of us. It is appeared here in both languages on the whiteboard, in English and in Hebrew. This is a midrash, a lore that supposed to explain us the mathematics of the relation of leaving the throat. What does it mean to leave the throat? What does it mean to leave the throat?
To leave the narrowness, I think.
Yes, to leave the yes. Yes, please continue.
And I tend to think that the throat represents that, and that is like the external knowledge, like it is. I can remember that Lurie speaks that when the wisdom comes from that, it represents the idea of division, the binary system. And because the true wisdom comes from the bird, from the hare. I know, this myth of the Godhead, like it comes from the attributes of mercy and love, the 13 attributes,
Yes.
or from the hidden wisdom. But when it comes from the throat, it comes from the manifested. It comes from the binary.
Excellent. So let's see how this mathematics dressed itself. I mean, how the sages dressed this mathematic in a lore, because this is like a story, like a picture, and see what is. Let's see what Rabbi Levi says, and then we shall look into a painting and try to combine all of them together. When Abraham was walking in Aram Naharaim and Aram Nahor, here in the Midrash we meet two kinds of places called Aram Naharaim, Mesopotamia, and then Aram Nahor. Aram Nahor means Haran. Again, Aram Nahor means Haran, because Abraham was told twice, Lech Lecha. First Lech, from go out, from Aram Naharaim, and then from Aram Nahor, which is Haran. So let's continue. Let's read again and connect all of those things together. Rabbi Levi said, when Abraham was walking in Aram Naharaim and Aram Nahor, walking Lech in Hebrew, walking twice, he saw them, the local people, eating, drinking, and feasting. He said, hell, I will have no part in this land. But when he came to the ladder of Tyre, the ladder of Tyre in Hebrew is Sulam Tzor. Sulam Tzor, I shall try to write it here in Hebrew. The ladder of Tzor it's a geographical region in the land of Lebanon, but it means also abstract. So I will write the word Sulam Tzor.
Means that
Eti?
spell the word so.
Tzor, Tzadi, Tzadi, Vav, Reish. Tzor.
So então
So,
Eti?
the value of Sulam so is 226 as
again,
we, the value of the Sulam so is 200 and
No.
no.
oh,
Sul,
it's 300, 326.
one
Three
second.
times the tetragrammaton.
1 second. Sulam, the value of Sulam is
130.
130. Sulam. 1 second. 130. And so,
Is
296.
what?
So, Tzadi
Oh,
Vav
yeah.
Resh, 296.
Yes. Yes. Sorry, Etsy. Sorry.
No,
It's
it's
three.
okay.
No, 426. 4 times 26. Sorry.
4 times to excellent. 4 times 26. Very good. 4 times 26. 4 times 26. Do you 4 times
Adam?
20?
Is
Yes.
is 1
100
to
and
4. Yes,
One-
1 to 4.
1 to
Yes.
4. 1 to 4. So when he arrived, so in her, let's tell the story and recite the message. When Abraham was walking in Aram Naharaim first, and then Aram Nahor, meaning Haran, he saw them, the people, the local people, eating, drinking, and feasting. He said, "Hell, I will have no part in this land." But when he came to the ladder of Tyr, and then I will read it in Hebrew, yes? וכיוון שהגיע לסולמה של צור, and since he arrived to the ladder of Tyr, and saw them busy tilling in the time of tilling, and weeding in the time of weeding, he said, "May I have my portion in this land?" And at this moment, God told him, "To your seed I will give this land. Our seed I will give this, to your seed I will give this land." This is it. The rest is just double in way translation. Do we understand this lore?
amazing. It is amazing. It is interesting, if I may, I don't know if I am interrupting.
No.
It is interesting that we know that Sulam stands for love and mercy. It is 130, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Tzur, Shel Tzur is the Tzur is the same root as the permutation, Tzaref, right? The one who permutate letters and
Yes.
is the one who is able. And it is interesting because Sulam Shel Tzur, it is like we could translate as like the ladder of the one who permutate. The lad, like the, because shall is like a possessive verb. It is a verb, right? I'm not sure.
Yes.
So it is the sulam. It is the ladder that belongs to the one who can permutate, who can permutate symbols.
Yes. Excellent. Also, tzor or tzur is like from ratzon, the will. Yes. This is very, very interesting.
Yes, the rats,
The
right?
raz and tzura and form, tzurat Adam, the form of human being. Because he saw them that those people, they are in tune with nature. Not all the time eating and drinking, eating and drinking. They are in tune with nature.
And the Lech Lecha also, if you could open, because it is, I can remember that it has a discussion that the second Lech wasn't needed. You know, it is like go for yourself. The literal translation, the super literal translation could be, since we have two Lech Lecha,
Yes.
right? It could mean like go for yourself, or go. It is a double go inside yourself, or go for yourself.
Go for
I'm
your
not
own.
sure.
Yes, yes, Fernando. Go for your own sake. Go for yourself, for your inner development. I mean, for your inner spiritual growth. Lech lecha, for your own spiritual growth.
And it gives 100, right?
100. Yes.
So Abraham leaves Haran, that is that is the 7 lower spheres maybe,
Yes. Excellent.
and goes to Bina, that is 100. Me'ah.
Yes. Yes. He leaves the 70, so to speak, the manifested, and goes to the 100, to the upper 3 spheres. So the Garon or Haran, a throat, in a way, our throat mark the lens of the Father. I mean, try to think about it. Lech lecha, from the concept that you belong to your body, or that you are your body. Me'artzecha, from the earthly life. It's not your country that the Bible translates. From the earthly life, me'artzecha, lech lecha me'artzecha, go for your own sake from earthly life, umimoladetecha, and from your kindred, and the thing that this is your sphere, umibet avicha. The house of the Father is the body. Why the house of the Father is the body? Because Av, Father, is the Spirit. The Spirit has to dwell in the matter. She has to have an anchor in the matter. This is Bet Avicha, the house of your Father. So go from the earthly life, from the place you think this is your surrounding, the spheres that at the moment you are anchor in, and from the house of your Father, this is the body. El haaretz asher areika, to the will that I will show you. This is a spiritual will.
This is completely amazing. It's the one who listens, you know.
There's something else, because if we notice, I don't know if people notice, but very quickly the physical need are covered, like drinking, eating, sheltering, housing, clothing. This is this pyramid of Maslow. And what is next? And this is the speech to go in a way to the vertical growth. Because people who only eating and feasting, they're always in a way in a circle. They have no time. They have no angle, because he saw people that tilling in a time of tilling. So there is a time or angle of the sun or time of the year that this action fits this kind of mode. So there is fine tuning. Not everything is the same. And he would like to be with the people who have fine tuning. So even if we open today geographical maps, Google Earth also of Lebanon, the country of Lebanon, we should find a region, geographical region called the Ladder of Tzor, Sulam Tzor. This is a chain of mountains in Lebanon. This is the north to Israel, so to speak. But it's not about geographical concept. Now we speak about spiritual ladder of the divine will. Like you said, the spiritual ladder of the one who makes those permutations. Because those people who are tilling in the time of tilling and weeding in the time of weeding, they are listening. They are in tune to what is happening. They're watching maybe the flower blooms in the season. Maybe the bird is moving in a certain time of the year, and another time she does not move or she does not appear. So they are living completely different life. As Abraham says to himself, may I have this portion of land. And so the Holy Blessed He told me, Lezaracha, to your seed, I will give this country. Again, it's not about geographical country, but Haaretz Hazot, it means this will, to grow infinitely, and to listen infinitely, and to be in tune infinitely.
It is amazing, and it is interesting also that if we think that not as only historical, like the seed of Abraham gave birth to all the people, but the ideas, because if we think that like Sefer Yetzirah is a book that is that people attribute to Abraham, right? Mm-hmm. But what I wish to speak is that the ideas that the hidden wisdom brings, it is infinite, like the star in the sky. It is not something that is people, it is they are ideas.
Yes.
They are right.
It is always open. Ideas are always open. For us, the infinite is like infinite doors which are opened for us to walk them through. It is everywhere. But the question is, do we will to make this move, Lech Lecha? To leave behind what we know, what is familiar, habits, and so. Yes, it is very important. Imagine, yes, imagine there's like in front of us a bush, or let's say a bush of roses, or any kinds of bush, or that brings flowers. So if there's a new twig, a new branch, I don't know how to call the right English, botanical, always look for a space to grow, or a new leaf. If a new leaf is coming, or a branch, or a twig, he wants to pop out, to grow. He will always, the twig or the branch or the leaf will look for a space that he can pop up into. In the same manner, we need this space. So what we do all the time, and this is, we coming in a way to this language of how.
And in the realm of ideas, we have infinite space, right?
Yes. This is why, space. Yes, infinite space in ideas, infinite space, all the time. This is why the Kabbalah. Yes, please, Fernando, say.
Hello.
Yes,
hello.
I can hear you. Hello.
Yes, my battery is about to die, so at any moment I will dropped down. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I have like 2%, but I will try to find a way.
We wish you resurrection, so to the battery. Yes, thank you. Rodrigo, questions. Venus, good morning. Felipe, good morning.
Eti,
Yes.
it's amazing what you and Fernando share with us, and I think a lot of things. There is a lot of questions on my mind, but first of all, I was reading the test in English, and I don't remember the difference of this concept of Haran, Naharim, and Haran, Nahor. I don't know the difference. If you could clarify to me.
Yes, I will speak now geographically, and then you will understand, because maybe geographically it helps to notice this. Aram Naharaim is, so to speak, a region in Iraq of our times. Geographically speaking, yes?
Yes.
Yes. And Aram Nahor, Haran, is in Syria of our times, geographically. So, do you understand?
Yes. So in fact, the Torah talk about Haran, but there is a lot of places that called Haram. Haran, geographically, in a geographic perspective, Haran comprehends. Is how can I say? It's the name of a lot of places, right?
You speak about Haran?
Yes, no, because in the test of Havi Levi, he refers Haran Naharim and Haran Nahor, and you are saying that they are different regions, different places, right?
Yes,
In a
yes.
geographic perspective. Yes, because in the Torah, there is, I don't know, only Haran, right? But in the lawyer the sage explain that Abraham walks to different places called Haram.
Aram, Aram, Aram,
Yes, yeah.
Aram,
Aram.
Aram from Aramic. Aram was a person named Aram, and from this Aram we have the Aramic as a language. So there is a place called Aram Naharaim. Aram Naharaim is, we could say, it's Mesopotamia. Have you heard this before?
Yes, yes, yes,
Mesopotamia.
yes.
Mesopotamia. So Aram Naharaim is Mesopotamia. And Aram Nahor, yes? Yes?
I was just thinking that I was reading Weinreb occasionally yesterday, and I was just thinking we have two Harans here mentioned, but I was just thinking about the pattern that is, like you said that Abraham was living the bodily existence, like not the bodily existence, like to die at once, but the costumes, the bodily costumes, let's say, or the bodily demands, right?
Yes.
And we see that the truth could represent this bodily expression. It is a bridge, but it is a bridge that can be dominated by the body. So the Haran is the first stage of this development of the spirit for Abraham. And we saw that Lech Lechar gives 100. And a parallel story that represents the same pattern, it seems to me that is the circumcision of Abraham. Because in the circumcision, he has 99 years, or
Yes.
he is going to 100,
Mm-hmm.
and he has to be circumcised.
Mm-hmm.
And the circumcision, I was reading from Weinreb just yesterday, that the circumcision represents this leaving the bodily behind, the bodily experience. It, the part that is taken off needs to go to a cemetery,
Mm-hmm.
and it
Mm-hmm.
needs to be buried, and it represents this this same idea, this bodily experience, right? So it seems that it is a circular stages, like spiral that starts from going out from Haran and ends maybe in the circumcision that is the same pattern, but in another level. So I was thinking that we have two Harans. Yes, we have maybe more than two Harans, but maybe they represent like stages, different stages of development of the same idea. Just
This is very interesting. Yes, yes. Please, Rodrigo. Yes.
Oh, I have a very silly question, but
Yes.
I have to ask. Um, Aram is not the same place that Haram are
Yeah, it's not.
different places.
It is not silly question because I was thinking about this too. Aram. There is place called Aram Naharaim. Aram Naharaim. A place between two rivers. Naharaim. Nahar is a river.
Yes.
Naharaim, two rivers. So a place between two rivers. This is Aram Naharaim, is the Mesopotamia, so to speak, Iraq of our times. Yes, and Aram
Yes.
Nahor, Aram in this text, Aram is a plain, a flat place. Aram Naharaim is a flat place between the rivers, Mesopotamia. And Aram Nahor is a flat place next to Haran. Nahor also is related to Haran. It's the same letters. Everything is decoded. It's good that you ask because the text is weaved in a way. This very good question. Very good. It's not silly. It is not silly.
Thank you, Etty.
You're most welcome. Yes, yes, and as Fernando said, it's to live this bodily experience. I mean, this is what is about, to walk away, because we have to understand. It's not for nothing that they write Aram Naharaim and Aram Nahor. Aram is also a name of a man. Aram. And from the name Aram, we have Arami. Aram. I tried to write, I'm sorry. Aram. And from Aram, we have Aramic. Aram. Aramit. But the same letters of Aram can be read as cheating. Aram, Arami, Arami, we can read as a cheater. Laban was from Aram. Arami, if we rearrange the letter, is a cheater. Ramai, deceiver. Ramai. One second. Ramai. Ramai is deceiver. So Abraham is requested to leave Aram Naharaim, a deceiver that dwells between those two rivers of duality, and a deceiver which dwells in our throat. Because the body is a great deceiver. Because the body gives us wrong information, limited information, as Fernando said. Do we understand this kind of reading?
Yes, yes. It's how can I say in this perspective is like to lech lecha the illusions, the false perspectives.
Yes, walk away from the illusions, from the lies, from the deceit. Yes. Because what is the perspective of a child? Ask a child who's 3 years old. His parents is everything, his kindergarten is everything, the street, the neighborhood. He doesn't know anything else. And this is his whole world. We believe that in the growth of a child, when he will go to school and then to university, his horizon will open. Now, Felipe is asking, does Laban stand for Binah or Chokhmah? Usually, Laban represents Chokhmah. Chokhmah, usually, yes. 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 Now, thoughts, impressions that you have. I prepared another lore. I mean, if you wish to read it or you have questions or...
But we have this picture also that you
Yes,
could.
yes, yes. This is a painting by Peter Bruegel, the elder. And in this painting, there is a beautiful description of people who ate too much. Just, how do you say? Overeating. I don't know how to say this in English.
Yes, yes. They eat a lot.
They eat a lot. Can you describe, do you see maybe Venus, Felipe? Can you write here on YouTube? What is happening in this beautiful painting of Peter Bruegel, the father, the elder? The elder is the father because there's also Peter Bruegel, the younger, his son. So, what do we see
They
here?
are they are always sleeping because I believe their bellies are full of food and look like a drunkard people. Drunkard. You explained that they are eating a lot, but look like they drinking more that their bodies could support. So they they are very uh, busy or full of,
Thank you so
and
much.
they are sleeping. Yeah, they are sleeping. They are sleeping.
Thank you. Venus is saying overindulge, overeating. Yes. And how did their bodies, can you describe their bodies? How are the bodies lying on the ground? How did their body look like? Do they look like thin men, or how do they look like in general? All of them.
Fat. They are fat.
They are fat. All of them are lying on the ground, hazing. One of them is hazing at the sky, while next to them, what is happening here? There's still maybe a chicken that they prepared to eat, but they could not eat. They're overstuffed. They're overstuffed. Their book is closed. They cannot read. Maybe there's a book here. It's not clear. Maybe there's a
Yes.
book, but it's closed. Maybe there's a page of paper, which is but nobody's interested in the communication. They are horizontal. They are sleeping, yes, like open grave, yes. They're not
Yes.
active.
Yes, they are not active. It's interesting yet because they are all. There is no control for their bodies. They are completely without tonus, muscular tonus. There is no
Yes.
tonus, no activity. They are.
Yeah, there's no tension of tendon. Yes, there's no
Yes.
tonus of muscles. There is no tension of tendon and magid. There is no magid. There is no gid. And Venus is saying must have been Turkey makes you sleepy. Venus says it might be turkey because when people
Yeah.
eating turkey, it makes them sleepy. Look how much
Yes.
food is still there yet, and upstairs there's half of a tree. They made how do you say, a shelf around the trunk of a tree, and they used the shelf to put more food and more wine and more eggs. The wine is already drunk. I mean, they drank the wine, and there's another person here. There's more bakery here. Maybe he's the baker. Like you said something very interesting. And Venus says probably it's not their first turkey that they ate. You said there is no tension. Tension, tendon. Tendon is gid. And I would like to, because it came to my mind, the word magid today, but from a different dimension. Magid from a different dimension. You remember that once we were mentioning the fact that 2.5 tribes, so to speak, inherit the land east of the Jordan. Do you remember that? That we
Yes.
said yes. And now I will try to make here a little map and explain the things also from the map perspective and also from the sphere perspective as well. What is the meaning of Magid in terms of spheres? So we said that 2.5 tribes are sitting in the east side, and the names are Reuven, Gad.
Manasseh.
Yes, Reuven, Gad, and half of the Menashe. Reuven, Gad, and half of the Menashe. Half of the Menashe. Half of the Menashe. Do you remember what did we say about the Menashe? Those letters of Menashe?
Yeah, Neshama.
Neshama.
Yes, and this tribal is occupy the two faces, the two sides of the Jordan.
Excellent. So now let's convert, so to speak, the geographical map to the tree of life. Reuven is Keter in this case. Gad is Chokhmah. Please pay attention. God is wisdom. And Menashe is here Binah. Menashe is here Binah, and Menashe, since it's the letters of Neshama, The neshama or menashe is in a way split. Part of the neshama, part of the soul is hovering, and part is contained in our body, in the heart, and so to speak, in the liver. I would like to. I'm trying because. And here we have the spheres. So half of the menashe is here, half of the neshama is here, hovering above, and half is in the body. Now, do you remember that in the book of Zohar, it starts with, carry your eyes to the heavens. שאו מרום עיניכם וראו מי ברא אלה. Do you remember the words מי ברא אלה?
Yes, who created this?
Yes, and me, which sphere is associated with me?
Binah.
Bina. 1 second. Me is also Bina. Here. Bina. Take the me of Bina, Mem Yod, and God from Chokhmah. Which word do we create?
Magid.
Magid.
It's amazing, Eti. And wow, the union of the Abba Veima, the Magid is the, how can I say, the represents this union when the father is with the mother. The result is the Magid.
Yes.
Brilliant, yes. Amazing, amazing.
In every.
And Eti,
Yes, yes.
no, please go ahead, please go ahead.
In each and every one of us, there is a Magid. Please remember. Because you were mentioning that in the painting of Peter Bruegel, there is no tension, there is no muscle tensions, there is no tension. And tension comes from the tendon. The tendon is Gid. Gid. Gid is a tendon. There is no tension. Nobody speaks. Look at the relation here. Though it's completely different concept. Gid.
Yes.
Tendon. Tendon, tension. Tendon, tension.
It's amazing this perspective. And just to share, I don't know if you're right, but Reuven is 259.
Yes.
The value of
Yes.
so
Reuven is two with the
with the
Kolel.
Kolel, yes, we got 10 times the Tetragrammaton.
Yes. True.
It's amazing this perspective of the 2.5 tribals and the Magid as the union of Abba and Ima. It's amazing, Eti. Thank you for sharing with us.
You're most welcome. Fernando, if you hear, you were mentioning the two rivers, Fernando. So we have two rivers and another third river. It might, and Felipe is here. Good morning, Felipe. Maybe you want to say something.
Hello,
Hello,
Eti.
Felipe. Hello. Good morning.
Oh, shalom.
Shalom.
I'm just following Eti. Thank you.
You're welcome. So if we connect the idea that that Peter Bruegel tries to share with us, and Abraham experienced in Aram Naharaim and in Aram Nahor, which is Haran, what comes to us? Which places Abraham walked from? What is the connection between this painting and the text? Yes, Rodrigo?
Oh, I'm thinking, but well, when the Lord said to Abraham that their seeds uh, will be in this land, and I believe that is, how can I say, Abraham, the seeds from Abraham could be these seeds that could, how can I say, wake up this people and rise them to the spiritual plans, to other plans. Um, I believe that, as you said, the Magid lives inside of all of us, and we need to wake up and to be conscious of this presence. And I believe that the seeds from Abraham uh, that are inside of all of us um, could be, how can I say, grow, should be grow to help us to to have this connection to with the above planes. I don't know if I can express myself properly, Ati, but what I try to say is that the seeds or this inheritance from Abraham, which is inside of all of us, uh, could be helped to wake up our soul or
Mm-hmm.
this presence. Sorry, because
Yes,
it's hard to me. It's hard to me, Ati.
I
Not so
understand.
easy.
I
Sorry.
understand. So, thank you so much. Abraham, in a way, leaves those places. With those people, there's nothing to do. So he walks away from Aram Naharaim and Aram Nahor. By the way, Fernando was mentioning two rivers and then, so to speak, another passage. There are three passages in the throat. In the throat, there are like three, a junction of three, how do you say? We have, um, I cannot use now the physiologic, the right biological terms, but we have in the throat three connectors that connects like the drinking to its place and the eating to the stomach and so on, and the air to the lungs. So in a way, this is a place, a narrow place, which Abraham is requested to leave the body and to go to the spirit life. Why? Because in the spirit life there is attention. Like you say, there is attention, there is a conversation, there is a magid. Those who are lying on the ground in this beautiful painting, they're basically living in the nefesh, like multiple eating, they're overeating. They just eating for hours and hours and hours. They can eat, and it just like people with addiction. Yes, some people they are drug addict, they are food addict. The only thing, the next horizon that they have in their life is the next meal. This is the only thing that they can conceive. So with this kind of thinking, there's nothing to do, so he has to leave those places, the realms of the body, the realms of the matter, the horizontal perspective, and to move when there's a tension, when there's a spirit, when there is a conversation. And like Fernando was mentioning what he read yesterday from Weinreb, when Abraham is 99 years old, he is circumcising himself to, in a way, to limit the life of the body, the life of the deception, because the life of the body is the life of the deception. And the deception, because the deception, when people pass away, the body is being put in a grave and the deception in a way is covered. And this is the spirit continues. So it's not for nothing that Abraham was requested to circumcise himself, to mark that life continues beyond the body, beyond the manifested. Questions or thoughts?
Etsy, yes, but I just thinking if this part of us, this nefesh, if the spiritual room could nourishment this nefesh. In this is my, how can I say, my perspective, because I was thinking that Abraham, um, he goes to another room, to another level, to a spiritual level. He leaves Haram, but I believe that since Haram is the body, or this, how can I say, his uh, his part of us, if this part couldn't be integrated with this, how can I say, as you said, this perspective from Abraham, if he could put some light here. This is my how can I say, I thinking about this in somehow or some way. This light from Abraham could wake up these people. I don't know if it makes sense to
There
you,
is,
but
yes, there is a law here, Rodrigo, in Hebrew. I will try to translate as I read it in Hebrew. Rabbi Abba, this is Zohar with the translation of Bala Sulam. Rabbi Abba told him, if it was written, and the nefesh that they made in Haran, here the English Bible translate nefesh as substance. But we know that nefesh here in Hebrew means something else. So Rabbi Abba says, if it was written, V'hanefesh asher asu becharan, I would say yes, because since the multiplicity, meaning because he was walking not just with himself, also with people who felt like him, because Abraham did not walk alone, as the Bible says here in the verse 5. And Abraham took Sarai his wife, and Lot his brother's son, and all the substance that they had gathered, and the souls, sorry, here the text says souls, in Hebrew nefesh, it's different, and the souls that they had gotten in Haran, and they went forth, go into the land of Canaan, and into the land of Canaan they came. So Rabbi Abba says something to a friend. If it was written, V'hanefesh asher asu becharan, in English, and the souls that they made in Haran, I would say yes, because of the multiplicity of the many souls, nefesh, he was not afraid to walk in the country. But it is written, ve'et hanefesh. Ve'et hanefesh, vav is 6, aleph is 1, and tav is 4. It is written, ve'et hanefesh. The word et comes to multiple. The righteousness of all of those souls, in English, in Hebrew, nefashot shehayu holchot imo. And this is why Abraham passed in the land, in the country, in the will with no fear. So, according to the Zohar, this is interesting to resonate with what you were saying. He was not walking alone, but elements, yes, elements, not just elements of the lowest level that manage, like sparks that walk with him. Some translate it as other people, not just himself and Sarai and Lot, but other people who had the same perspective like him also left. And some see the word nefesh as he managed to ascend some sparks, some lower sparks of the nefesh, rise them to the spirit and to walk with them. Because it is continued to write that everyone who gives a credit to the other, the same righteousness stand next to him and does not leave him. If a person helps another person, or a person rescue a part of his sparks, this spark stands next to him and never leaves him. So the righteousness of those souls, of those nefashot, of those sparks, was walking with Abraham. So I brought this Zohar just to support what you were saying, because you said maybe he managed to speak to them.
Yes. Yes, I was thinking exactly in this way. Of course, the Zohar explained much better than me, but I believe that what is written in this part fit with what is in my mind. So it makes sense to me, and I agree completely. And it's amazing this text that you read. It's amazing. Thank you very much.
You're most welcome, Rodrigo, because sometimes when we move stages in our lives, this is interesting, we need to go forward. So we cannot move on with all the load that we have at the moment. Some things we leave behind, and some things we can take with us to the next stage. And this is the meaning, ve'et hanefesh asher asu becharan. So, let's say if a person now needs to immigrate to another state in our times, he cannot take the whole apartment,
his house, yes,
as it is. He will take a little suitcase, a little thing. This is the meaning, ve'et hanefesh asher asu becharan. There's enough potential or sparks in this suitcase. This is what he needs. He doesn't need, let's say, a room with a window and a door in the airplane. He's immigrating to another person. He needs to take, to another, so to speak, land. So he doesn't need his room. He just needs the potential, this little suitcase, maybe his computer, maybe another jacket. Just ve'et hanefesh asher asu becharan. There's enough potential to revive him, to continue to the next stage, but not the whole volume of the floor, which is lying here on this beautiful painting. Do you understand that?
Yes, the rest he should leave. The rest should, how can I say, should stay behind, stay
Yes.
in. Yes.
We cannot have this attachment. If we want to move forward, it's like a tree. The tree grows up, yes, when to the sunlight, but the former leaves, they become brown and yellow and they fall, they are left behind. But the new leaves, the green ones, they're always ascending and ascending to the infinite. We are like this tree. Things which are heavy and we don't need them any longer, we just leave them behind.
Yes. It's
Yes, because
amazing.
there is no need. There is no need for us. It just we shade them. Like there is no need in it. So we just leave it next and we continue. This is it. And one day time comes and the body stays behind and the soul continues. This is it. Thank you so much, Rodrigo
Oh, it's
and
amazing.
Venus
Thank you
and
very much.
Fernando and Sunshine. We are very happy to see you here writing. It's so beautiful.
Oh, as I said in the beginning, it was always is a blessing, really, a truly baracha, be here with you and all of our friends. Thank you very much to share all of these beautiful lawyers and teachings to us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And Venus is writing, what a good week we shared. Friends, keep shining. Thank you very much. Shalom. Shalom Shabbat. Feliz Navidad. Thank you so much.
Obrigado. Thank you,
Yeah.
Venus. Thank you, Venus.
Hmm.
Thank you, Etienne. Shalom, shalom to
Shalom,
all. Shalom,
shalom.
Felipe.
Shabbat, Shabbat, Shabbat,
Thank
Shabbat,
you.
Shalom, Felipe. Toda, toda. And see you soon. Shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Bye bye.
Shabbat, Shalom.